If you're backing up with CrashPlan and your computer stops backing up for some reason, you may receive a backup alert email. I'm Brian, and in this video I'll give you some ideas about how to respond when you receive an email alert. A backup alert is generated whenever your computer has not backed up data in a certain amount of time. In your CrashPlan settings, there are thresholds which tell CrashPlan at what point to send a warning alert and when to send a critical alert. These are set at 3 and 5 days by default. What this means is that once you've started a backup, if your device fails to perform any backup activity for that number of days, an alert will be triggered. If your device doesn't back up for 3 days, you'll receive a warning alert email, and if it goes another 2 days without backing up, a critical alert will be sent. Please note that if the device does not back up after this point, further emails are not sent. There's only one email for each time one of these thresholds is reached. You can tell which type of alert this is by the color used in the email. If you see a yellow symbol, then it's the warning alert. If you see a red symbol, then it is the critical alert. If you're the administrator for a number of devices, you may also receive an organization alert email. This email shows you any devices in your organization that are in a warning or critical state. Again, if the color is yellow, it is in a warning state. If it is red, it has reached the critical threshold. Now that we've talked about what these alerts are, let's talk about how to respond to them. The first thing you'll want to do is to make sure the computer that CrashPlan is backing up is turned on, is not asleep, and is connected to the internet. These are necessary for internet backup to occur, so are the first things to check. Another thing to note, if your device has not been in use, there may just be no new data to back up. These alerts tell you the backup has not occurred, but cannot say whether or not it was because there's no new data, or if there's a problem. Once you've confirmed the computer is on, connected to the network, and there's new data that should be backing up, you can open the CrashPlan app for further investigation. When you open the app, if it does not open fully and instead says that it is unable to connect to its background service, then the CrashPlan service is not running for some reason. You can try starting the service manually and see if that works. You can do this from Task Manager in Windows or from the command line in Mac. Complete instructions can be found in the Stop and Start App Service article on our support site. If you restart it and it stops again, you may want to check out the support article titled Cannot Connect to Background Service for further troubleshooting steps. Once you have the service running, the CrashPlan app should load successfully. If the CrashPlan app says that it is unable to connect, check your network. There may be an issue with the connection between it and the CrashPlan servers. You can find an article on our support site titled Test Your Network Connection that will walk you through how to make sure the CrashPlan app can successfully communicate with the CrashPlan servers. Once you have the CrashPlan app opened, you can check the status symbols that are shown next to each destination. There are a number of symbols that may be shown here to indicate various backup states. A moving blue circle indicates that CrashPlan is currently backing up, and a green check inside a circle indicates the backup has completed. If you see either of these, your backup alert has been resolved. Other symbols indicate various reasons why backup is not running. If you see these, you'll have a better idea of why backup is not occurring. You can also check the history log to see if it gives any indication of why the app has not been backing up. The history log is a file that CrashPlan creates that tracks all of its backup history. To access it, on Mac, click Window at the top of the screen, then select History. On Windows, you would click on Tools at the top of the app, then History. In this log, you might find messages about processes that prevent backup, like archive maintenance or synchronization. These are normal processes that occur for a CrashPlan archive, and backup will resume once these complete. But if they appear to be taking a long time, you may want to contact the support team. If your backup is not set to always run, but follows a schedule, it is also possible that the device has not been able to perform backups during the time it is scheduled to do so. From the app, you can determine whether the app is set to run on a schedule by clicking the Settings button, then clicking on the Backup Sets tab. From here, you can see the setting for backup schedule. If it is not set to always run, you'll need to make sure that the computer is on, awake, and online during the period that is allowed to run for the backups to be able to occur. If your backups still do not appear to be running, I'd recommend you restart CrashPlan and see if that resolves the issue. If you had to start the service because the app couldn't connect to it, this step has already been done. If not, you can perform the restart by restarting your whole machine, or if you'd prefer, you can restart only CrashPlan. You can follow steps in the support article, stop and start the app service, or you can tell CrashPlan to do it from within the app. To do so from the app, double-click the CrashPlan logo in the upper left corner to open the CrashPlan command line interface. In the box at the top of the window that appears, enter RA, restart, then press enter. The RA is not strictly needed here to restart the service, but it tells the client to re-authenticate with the authority, and it can resolve some potential issues that might prevent backup. You now have a number of steps to try if you have received a backup alert email. If you have attempted these and your backups have not continued, please reach out to our support team. We'll make sure your data is protected.